Good Saturday morning, YouTubers. To say it hasn't been a crazy week is saying it very mildly. Definitely a crazy week for sure. Fortunately, this is going to be a longer video again because I'm going to be talking about my dog. For those of you that are on Instagram already know, that follow me, Kahiba passed away. He got sick back in November, and he was crapping black poop, which we thought was blood, and he was digging himself raw in his tail in the back. Took him to the vet. We thought the worst. The guy couldn't find nothing wrong with him at all. Ran all kind of tests, nothing. He said he's healthier than us. 3 months later, he passed away. He died this time, actually ironic, last Saturday night. Well, Sunday morning. Saturday night was the last time I seen him. I had stayed up late Saturday night with him. I was up till after 2 in the morning. And my wife got up to go to work Sunday morning, and she gets up at like 4 o'clock. And he was still fine laying there on the floor in between the hallway and between our bedroom and the hallway. She left about 5:30, and he held on until after she left for work, and he passed away before I got up. So it was after she left before I got up. I got up Sunday morning, and I seen him laying in the hallway, and he had an ear infection is what we thought he had. And he was laying down on the floor, and he had his paws crossed, and he had his head tilted to the one side where his ear was bothering him. So I just thought, he was, resting. He was still, hurting. It took me several minutes before I realized that he had passed away. And oh God, yeah, I bawled like a baby. We cried and bawled all week. It really hits you when you come home from work in the evening, or you take him out in the morning and he's not there. And it's such a routine you do. We've had him for 12 years. And the dog before him, it was a white German Shepherd. We had him for over 14, 15 years. So we've been lucky. We've only had 2 dogs the whole time we've been married for 26 years. And when Kahiba, we brought him into the home, it was only a week after our first dog had died. We had to put him down because he just wouldn't leave us. And this dog, I always say I'm never going to get another one. I'm never going to get another one, but that goes fast out the window when the home's lonely, as most of you probably know. So long story short, we've been looking, and Wednesday already, this past Wednesday, I drove over an hour drive. I went up in Pittsburgh, and we adopted another dog. We saved another one from a rescue. He's a lab boxer mix is what we're told. He's a brindle color. And I was going to bring him out with me this morning, but he's only 10 weeks old. And today was the first time we walked him this morning out in the grass. It was the first time he's ever been outside, period. He's 10 weeks old. And inside, he's perfect. He hasn't made an accent on the floor at all yet. He has a cage for at night and when we're at work. And we put pads inside. And we leave the cage door open. He goes right in and out and goes to the bathroom from that cage. So far, so good. The only thing he does do, obviously, being only 10 weeks old, when you put him in his cage at night, he cries and whines and keeps you up a lot. But other than that, he's perfect. I thought of a bunch of names, and I wanted something unique. And like I said, our old dog, I named Kahiba, obviously after cigars, and everybody thought that was an awesome name. People that know us, people that don't know us, when they ask what his name is, and then people who smoke cigars are like, oh, I know where you got that, and other people have no idea. But I was trying to think of another name. I was going through bourbons, I was going through cigars, pipe tobacco, and I knew Jason Mouton named his dog Briar, and that was one that had come to my mind previously when we ever thought of getting another dog, even a couple years ago. So I thought of Briar. I was running things through. I thought of Orlick, as Orlick Golden Slice. I was thinking, what was the other one? Sorby. I was thinking Sorby from my chisels, Robert Sorby. But I decided on Dunhill. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that already named their dog Dunhill, but that's okay. I thought of Dunhill, and then my wife was like, she always lets me name him, and she's like, that's cool, Dunhill Doran. And I didn't think of that at first, and I'm like, our last name's Doran, obviously. And I'm like, Dunhill Doran, yeah, that sounds cool as hell. And she goes, what's the Dunhill about? And I said, well, it was a famous pipe tobacco, and it's a famous tobacco pipe maker as well, company. And that's what I collect is Dunhill pipes. So I'm like, Dunhill it is. So he's a boy, he's 10 weeks old. I don't want to ramble too much more about this. I'll show you some pictures of Cohiba, and I'll show you some pictures of Dunhill. And let's get on to what we're here for. And before I say anything else, I want to thank everybody who left comments and wishes and thoughts and always ask about him. And my doctor friend, of course, I want to especially thank you too. It was just too little too late. It was just his time. I want to thank you for all your help. We're going to do Gawith and Hogarth Sweet Rum Roll Twist Rope. I already smoked this week. I've been taking about 1 or 2 different bags with me every day to work to try. So far, most of them I really like. I hear my dog crying in the house right now. He's in the cage. My wife had to go to the grocery store. She'll be gone for about an hour, and I can hear him. Okay, I'm gonna get this cut, and I'll give you my honest thoughts. Okay, I'm hoping you can see that. It's obviously like nobody doesn't know how to cut something, but I'm gonna cut a piece off, and as you can see, there's my pipe of choice today. What I've been doing is just cutting a little sliver off like a coin style. This knife isn't the sharpest. That's more than enough. And all I do is rub it out a little bit. I'm going to experiment around a little bit later today, my next pipe probably, and I'm just going to cut a chunk off like a little plug, and I'm going to try to keep it whole like that and put it in a pipe and see how that smokes as well. But obviously this isn't very dry, or isn't very dry. It's still a little bit on the wet side, but I smoked it at work this week and it smokes fine. It really puts things into perspective when you think about how long a pet like that's been a member of your family. Obviously, we've had the dog much longer than both our grandkids already. Our grandkids are 7 and 4 now. And even when I started making pipes in March of 2012. We've had our dog longer than the time I've been making pipes. We had him cremated. I cremate all my dogs. My first dog was cremated, and he's in a nice wooden urn that I had bought, and it has a nice heart shape in the front with a picture of him and my wife. He's been on our fireplace in our living room for the last 12 years. And I did the same thing with my dog Cohiba. I had him cremated, and I got a nice thing back from him. And they give us a nice little canister as well this time. So I'm gonna put most of his ashes in with my other dog on the fireplace. The rest I'm gonna leave in a canister, and he's gonna be out here with me on one of the shelves. But what else was I gonna say? Oh, if you see in the background over there, my generator as well. I was out working in my shop, I think it was last Sunday, and I just got out here. I was turning a pipe on my lathe. Bam, the power went out. And it's out here, obviously, there's no, one little window over there, it's pitch dark. Power went out, about ripped my damn hand off. It was out all day. I had to fire up the generator. Luckily, I've told people about this before, it's pretty much runs the whole house generator. What I do is I plug it in to my pigtail, my dryer, and my washer and dryer machine. I plug it into the dryer, and I shut my main off, and it back feeds through my whole house. It'll even run the hot water tank. It'll run all the TVs, refrigerators, stove. It'll run everything, all the lights. I mean, we're pretty lucky with that, but it's definitely an inconvenience. But I know I've been rambling so much. But let's get to this. The first thing when I tried this week at work instantly reminded me of a Maduro cigar. That was the first thing that came to my mind, was a Maduro cigar. I didn't give this any drying time. You just seen me cut it. What I like about it, it's considered, I guess, an aromatic, but it's still another one of those ones like the Samuel Gawith Fire Dance and the Bob's Chocolate Flake and some of the other ones, where there's still a little bit of strength in the tobacco, just a little bit of the flavoring, and then it's just pure tobacco taste. This one is the same for me. Like I said, I get the Maduro cigar, I get some sweetness. I get a little bit of the rum, not a lot of the rum as you would think, and I get some sweet natural flavoring, which I think is probably the maple. But to me, it's like a burnt brown caramelized sugar. But not overpowering, which I like about it. And if I wouldn't be rambling and talking and trying to keep my pipe lit, I've never had no trouble with it. It's another one that I like. So far, the only one that I really didn't like, and I'm going to give it another try, was the Brown Flake Scented. Not unscented, the Brown Flake Scented. Oh man, that thing was really, really florally strong. Really bad. But so far, I really like the Brown Flake Unscented and Bob's Chocolate, and now this one as well. And I'm going to give the Dark Flake another run as well. That was the one, that was the first one I really actually smoked, and it was really strong. Again, I want to thank everybody for all their support, comments, not even about my dog, just thanking me for the community, what I bring to the community. I get so many people every week thanking me. Don't thank me. I'm thanking you for watching. This is something I love doing, and like I said, I want to keep this hobby going, keep this hobby of ours alive, not let it go to the wayside. I get a lot of people ask me about future meetups. We're going to meet up in spring at Boswell's. It's almost a 4-hour drive for me, so if you're in that area, it's well worth the trip. I'll keep you posted on that as well. Pipe show in Columbus, Ohio this summer is coming up. Easy on the retrohale. When I just retrohaled, I did pick up a lot more of the alcohol taste. Not a lot though. Not overpowering. Smoking this in one of my Bings. I really like this pipe. Look at it. I have a 3-day weekend. I'm off Monday for President's Day, so I'm hoping to get out here and bang some more stuff out. I've been getting a lot of requests for where's some pipes at, and I haven't had a chance to make any. Obviously, last week was not good, and the power was out, and I'm getting back into it here today. If you made it this far and watched all my rambling, I'm going to have another contest. I usually get between 1,000 and 1,300 views on a video. Not comments, but views. A lot of people don't comment. I usually get 50 to 80 comments maybe, but I get, like I said, over 1,000 views. So I'm going to number from 1 to 2,000 just to be safe. 1 to 2,000. Pick a number, leave it in the comments. Obviously, I want you to comment as well, not just pick a number, but leave some comments below as you usually do, and then pick a number, 1 from 2,000. I'm going to throw in one of them Fisher pipes and some tobacco. It's your responsibility to go through the comments and make sure that number hasn't already been picked. If you don't do that, I'm going down my list first in order, and the first person who got it right if there was multiple picks, the first person got it. So go through your comments, make sure that number you pick hasn't been chosen yet. One from 2000, I'll do the drawing probably Monday morning out here because that's when I'm off again. Like I said, I'm off till Tuesday, so I do these little contests every so often. I like to trick people once in a while. I already have a number in mind, so, and I'll write it down or I'll tell somebody in the community that's not going to enter or whatever. But I have no reason to cheat or let somebody win. Again, I'm sorry, but it's only going to be for U.S. residents. If you're not in the U.S. and you still want to play along, you can pick the number and then just donate the prize to somebody in the U.S. if you choose to. I'm sorry, it's just the way it has to be. But if you had this tobacco, leave your thoughts and comments below. I really like it. It's sweet. It's more stronger. And I also tried the whiskey rope or twist, and I also tried, oh, the cherry. I tried the cherry yesterday, and it was fantastic as well. So stay tuned. Just a nice, pleasant smoke. I got to get back into my Escudo and Haunted Bookshop and some other things. I've been on a, not necessarily an aromatic kick, but a different aromatic type alternative to where it's not your typical aromatic as in Boswell's or Lane 1Q or something like that. It's always fun trying new things. So far, I'm really happy with Gawith and Hogarth. Somebody asked me about some Samuel Gawith chocolate flake as well. I have over 40 tins of age 2012 Samuel Gawith tins from I bought when I first started years ago. And I know I have some of that in there. I'm going to have to crack that and compare it as well. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm done rambling. The only one that I'm still looking for is obviously Rever Plug, I think it's called. I hear you can't get it in the States. And Louisiana Flake, I haven't been able to find yet, but I'll get my hands on it here soon. Other than that, hope everybody has a great weekend. Remember to pick a number, look through the comments, make sure it hasn't already been picked, and I'll have the drawing Monday. Talk to you boys and girls later.